Hello family, Sir Ashley here. In this video, we're going to do something different. We're going to do a driving tour, and we're going to tour some communities, some neighborhoods right around what I believe is the most overlooked lake in the Charlotte area, Mountain Isle Lake, or people call it Mountain Island Lake. Either way, it is the lake in the middle of the Charlotte area, and it is the source of all the drinking water for the greater Charlotte region. Come with me, let's tour two communities. One is on the Mecklenburg County side, and the other community is on the Gaston County side, right in Mount Holly. I think you're gonna like it. If you're interested in lakefront communities or lakefront properties, these two communities are often overlooked, but you can get bargains, comparatively speaking, in these communities when you're looking for waterfront property. But before we get into the tour, I need to shout out a couple people. This time, two Matts. One Matt who is a client who's become a friend, and the other Matt is a longtime viewer and supporter of the channel. I appreciate all the good vibes, the comments, the corrective criticism at times. I appreciate it. And to you all, this is a community, a family. Feel free to join us if you haven't already. Hit that subscribe button, that bell icon. I appreciate all the comments, good, bad, indifferent, the likes, the dislikes. Either way, I just enjoy the engagement and we can grow together. Now that I got that out of the way, let's go ahead and drive these communities. Come with me. So this is the public dock, the Riverbend dock, right over the county line in Mount Holly, North Carolina. If you ever want to jump in on the lake, this is an easily accessible public dock right here. This is Mountain Isle Lake, the forgotten lake here in the Charlotte area. You have Lake Norman, you have Lake Wylie, but many people overlook Mountain Isle Lake simply because it's in the middle. People up north, Huntersville, Cornelius, of course, they're in Lake Norman. People in South Charlotte, South Carolina, of course, they're in Lake Wylie. But this lake is convenient and conducive to everything. Right here, you have Brookshire. Now you can take Brookshire in all the way uptown. It's a 15-20 minute ride, straight shot right up to uptown. Now we're crossing over. We're going to the Mecklenburg County side, because as soon as you cross this bridge, it divides Mecklenburg County and Gaston County. Now the main subdivision that you're gonna have waterfront is on the Mecklenburg side. Is two of them. You have Mountain Isle Harbor, which is what we're looking at right now, this subdivision. At some point we'll go in depth about this community. I actually like this subdivision. One of my good colleagues, Adam Kelly, lives here. Great man, great family. Shout out to Adam Kelly. If you're looking for a mortgage, I highly recommend him. Reach out to me. I can put you in contact with him. Now we're headed back to the bridge, Brookshire Boulevard, and going to the Gaston County side, because I want to show you this community. It is the Stonewater Community, and it basically is this peninsula right here where you have tons of waterfront properties in this little community. Then when we're finished, we're going to take a look at the Overlook Community subdivision, which is on the other side. So Stonewater is the Gaston County side in Mount Holly, and then on the flip side you have Overlook subdivision, which is in Mecklenburg County, and it has tons of waterfront property on that side as well. Now, if you're unfamiliar with the different lakes in the greater Charlotte area, Lake Norman, it gets crowded. It gets congested. It's fun to be on, but it is also a little stressful at times. Same thing for Lake Wylie, not to the level of Lake Norman. Mountain Isle Lake is very relaxing, very chill. most of the year. Only time it really gets crazy on the lake or crazy crowded is 4th of July, which is a beautiful sight in and of itself. You have tons of fireworks going off. You get to see it from your boat. If you haven't done it, if you're in the Charlotte area, connect with somebody. Go rent a boat. You need to spend 4th of July out on one of these lakes. But I want to take you through a driving tour of the Stonewater Community in Mount Holly. And you get to just see the sizes of these homes and just get a feel for this community. Now, this Stonewater Community was built in the early 2000s, and there was construction as late as 2018 by a major builder. Now, there are still some lots in this community that is still for sale where you can build your own home. In this community, you have a clubhouse, which is straight ahead. You have a volleyball court, you have a pool, tennis courts. Now, this community has several hundred homes, and if you're familiar with communities with a large HOA and has various amenities, you know that those communities can be very strict. This one, what I really like about this community is that it is very lenient. Yes, their HOA has their issues. I don't want to get into that. When you talk about boats and docks and damage, yes, you will have issues that arise, but I mean lax in the sense of their pool. Their pool hours are very free and free flowing. If you're a resident, you just can go in, relax. You don't have to worry about a lifeguard being there. You don't have to worry about quote unquote kid time or parent time or adult time. You just get to be there and be free and enjoy your neighbors. Look at these homes. I want to tell you a little bit about the size of them. The average size is around 3,500 square feet. They go from about 2,600 square feet all the way up to 8,900 square feet. Now, prices in this community for the past year. I'm filming this in August of 2021. So for the past year, home prices in this community has been anywhere from $420,000 up to $1.2 million. But that gets you into a community that is family oriented, again, established, convenient to Uptown Charlotte, again, 15-20 minutes away, straight shot. You have to make 2 turns out of your neighborhood to get to Uptown Charlotte. Safe enough to walk, relax, chill, tons of trails. You also have a basketball court. You also have a storage portion of this community where people store their RVs and their boats. And it has a dock. Again, yes, this HOA, like most larger communities, it has its own struggles and challenges. But if you have a boat and you want a dock, you can buy a home and have the dock deeded to you. Or for those of you that just want a dock in the Charlotte area but can't find one, there are people that are willing to sell their deed to their dock. Also, the majority of the homes in this community has a 3-car garage. You will see some that has 2-car garages, but a large majority of the homes have 3-car garages. And I personally do not have a 3rd-car garage, but I've always told myself only way I'm moving again is, one, if the home has a basement. I have a basement now. I need a basement for the next home. And it has a 3rd-car garage. So if you're keen on finding a community with houses that have a 3rd-car garage, which I am, this is a community I suggest you take a look at. Now, I know some of you have noticed the large lots that come with these properties. These properties sit on huge lots. You have that big setback, and then depending on where you are in the community, you have a very good backyard. Now, some backyards, I'll be straightforward with you, they're horrendous, but personally, I'm not much of a yard guy, so that doesn't deter me or bother me, so long as I'm not right on top of my neighbor where there's some distance between the homes. Again, this community was built in the early 2000s where space, you could get that. Nowadays, most communities, you don't get that space. This community is also convenient to downtown Mount Holly. Now, downtown Mount Holly is growing at a fever pitch right now. You have several establishments that has come to downtown Mount Holly in the past couple years. You have Jack Beagles, which has several locations throughout the Charlotte region, but their newest is in Mount Holly, and that's a local bar. You can get tons of local beers and national beers as well as food there. And you also have Summit Brewery. Summit Brewery is a chill spot, has a nice vibe, atmosphere, really creative design. I encourage people just to go out there, relax, go spend a Thursday, Friday, or even a Saturday night in downtown Mount Holly. And just, it's not tons of stuff to do, but the area is growing and it just gives you an opportunity to explore something new in the greater Charlotte area. Again, just deviate from the beaten path and try different things, because this area, talking about the greater Charlotte area, has tons of stuff to do, but you just might have to go to Mount Holly to experience those new things. Now, I told you there was a storage area that was accessible to the community residents of Stonewater. Well, let's go check it out real quick. We can't go in. I didn't get the key code or the pass, the card from a family member, so I didn't go in. But we can go to the gate and look at it. Here it is on your right. You see it's fenced in. You have wire over the fence, but you see it has boats in here. It has trailers, has RVs, and that is where the residents of Stonewater would store their belongings, their stuff that can't fit in their yard or in their garage. Now we're about to head over into the Overlook subdivision. Now, the Overlook subdivision is still lakefront. It's a lakefront community on the other side of Mountain Isle Lake on the Mecklenburg County side. Now, this community is a little bit older than the Stonewater community. You had construction in the 90s and it finished off in about 2007, 2008. While you can still find some lots for sale throughout this community, there's not much, and there hasn't been much new construction in this community. Whereas in Stonewater, you had new construction all the way up until about 2018, 2019, and there are some more lots available in that community as well. What I like about this community is what I like about Stonewater. The lot size. You get a large lot for your property in this community. Even if it isn't lakefront or waterfront, you still get very large lots. This community has docks for its residents with boats. You also have your private dock for this community. You don't have to go over the bridge and go to a public dock. You have a private one right here in this community. You also have playgrounds, you have a tennis court, you have a pool. Take a look at these houses. Now, a little bit about the prices and sizes of the homes in this community. The average size home in this community is about 3,500 square feet. In the past year, you've had homes sell from $410,000 all the way up to $1.59 million right here in this Overlook community. And they go in size from about 2,300 square feet all the way up to about 7,000 square feet. So you're in Charlotte in this community, but you wouldn't know it once you got into this community with the large trees, mature trees. It almost feels like, not that you're in a suburb because you have neighbors right next to you, but you're in a good mix. And once we leave this community, you'll see just how close you are to Walmart, to Harris Teeter. You also have Chick-fil-A, you have McDonald's, you have your ABC store right across the street from this community. This part of Charlotte is truly growing. It's the Riverbend area where you have Brookshire and Mount Holly Huntersville Road intersecting. You have tons of growth right around that area. So if you're wise, I say get into it now. Actually, you should have gotten into this community about, not this community, but this area about 2-3 years ago, but it's still a good time because it's still expanding. So talking about investment purposes and where you should look to buy if you wanted to buy a fixer upper, this area, the Riverbend area of Charlotte, is a perfect location. Here you had the pool, you had the tennis courts. To our left, you really couldn't get a good look. But let's drive around this community for a little bit longer just so you can get a feel for the homes and what you could get right here in Charlotte. So come with me, stick around. It is a pretty serene ride, pretty tranquil. It was a beautiful day, and I felt like just touring and exploring and allowing you to see what I see on the daily basis regarding just the splendid homes Charlotte has to offer. Charlotte truly has a little bit for everyone. If you want city life, you have that. If you want to be in the city but not feel like you're in the city, you have that as well. And this community is a perfect example of that, as well as the Stonewater Community and the Mountain Isle Harbor Community. Now, I told you residents in this community has their own dock. Well, they have several, but this is one to where if you have a boat, trailer, just back it in and you could put your boat right into the water right here. And there's also another playground straight ahead. Here you have a mother walking as their kid plays in the playground that you see right in front of us. What you don't see is what's behind me. It's a gazebo. Again, this community has a little bit of everything for everyone. If you like boating, it has that. You want to sit back and chill, you have a gazebo, you can do that. You have kids, you have multiple parks, you can do that as well. You like being active, want to go swimming, want to go play tennis, you have that as well. I can continue talking. I did this tour. It was about 30 minutes of me driving around, but I won't have you suffer through all of that. Let's go check out the Riverbend Shopping Community, shopping area, so you can see what attractions you have right next to this community and right over the bridge or right across the bridge from the Stonewater Community. So literally 2 minutes outside of this neighborhood, you have this Riverbend Shopping community, and it's about, I would say, 5 to 7 minutes away from the Stonewater neighborhood because you have to get off of the peninsula and over the bridge, but it is really convenient to both of those communities. You have all of this shopping we're about to go into right here and see. Now we're not going to the right, but to the right, a little bit ahead and to the right, you have a Walmart, you have a Bank of America, you have a Chick-fil-A and the ABC store. Here, we have a huge grocery store and tons of little shops you could go to. You have Dunkin' Donuts, you have Harris Teeter. Now the Harris Teeter is one of the largest Harris Teeters I've ever been in. If you haven't gone, please check it out. It is an experience all in of itself, similar to the grocery store over at Waverly, just a little bit of everything. You have your nail salon, your dentist, you have several restaurants. Now Johnny Brusco's, you need to go try their pizza. You need to try their pizza. I actually find it weird. Every time I'm talking about various locations, it always comes back to some kind of food reference. Yes, I have a problem. Pray for me. Again, everything is very convenient to this community, this Riverbend community, and it is growing and expanding. So that was our tour of the Mountain Isle region of Charlotte, where you have communities on Gaston County side and Mecklenburg County side. If you have any questions, numbers on the screen, feel free to reach out. I am Sir Ashley. I look forward to helping you and hearing from you. Talk soon.